everything. Ah, absolutely. Yeah, you get that. That means it happened 24 hours after the supposed presidiot of the giants of Africa, Tifnumbu, which is popularly known in that axis of Africa as Pablo ECOWAS. Now, Pablo ECOWAS has brought further, Bokwari started it. Pablo ECOWAS has brought further shame, especially with all his baggages. You were fighting legitimacy, battling with, legitimacy battle, where you have been already accused of a civilian coup. Then you turned yourself into the puppet of France. And without thinking, with no common sense, you declared war on your long-term, peaceful neighbor, Niger Republic. Who does that? You cut off their electricity overnight. You cut off their monetary system. Transactional, whatever, if you are doing transaction with Niger Republic, Tifnumbu has cut that off for the past 3 months. So you declared Niger Republic with other puppets, West African countries, hiding behind the hand called giant, the crippled giant of Africa. You declared war on your supposed brother, neighbor, for France. Then, at the end of the day, you failed. You couldn't go ahead because you got exposed. Even France, where they push you, go war, they don't chase them, come up for Niger. And that is the first diplomatic victory that these people, Niger Republic, have just won. So from that same space of those who are advising Tifnumbu, his own protocol officers, those who know about exactly what they have dipped themselves into, they left New York 8 days ago, disappeared into France, and spent enough time with whom people are beginning to see as the de facto president of Nigeria, the Shaguri. You've heard about them, Abi? Yes, those are the cabals that will run Nigeria with Kolu. They are becoming more pronounced now. The Shaguri. He was there for 8 days. Then they went on, oh yeah, go and fuel your plane. Let us go back to Abuja. So what happened? It was when they were now, their flight was like going to go straight to Abuja, France. It's like this. Look at this parallel line now. Let's say there's a parallel line now. This is France. This is Abuja. Okay? So if you are coming from France and you're flying down straight to Abuja, there are countries you are going to pass. And just the same way you have land borders, you have all those places there is something called the airspace too. You don't just jump into a plane. For example, now you can't just jump into any plane because you are a pilot and then just start flying and fly to Ghana and fly straight to Sierra Leone. From there to Baba, they go shoot you down. What you are doing there is that you are trespassing into international airspace of that country. So when you become independent as a country, you own the right to the land, to the sea, to the air, for a reasonable country, not like Nigeria anyway, where they do anyhow. So which means Tifnumbu will need to fly over the enemy's territory. But maybe in their own small, whatever space they are there in France. I've been a palace they live in France. With their myopic sense of international, international diplomacy. The way they thought that it was just like Niger. So what are they going to do? So what happened? When they were bringing Kolu in last night, and they got to the airspace of Algeria, and they were approaching Niger Republic. So the pilot will signal to the authority there and say, we are flying over, the president of Nigeria is going to be flying over in another 15 minutes. So we want you to be aware and all of that. That's you informing them before you get there. Right away, they say, no triamo. Are you guys mad? Like, are you being serious? Like, what kind of audacity is that? If you try we will make sure that your president is former president, not just former dead president, because we will shoot his plane down. He is an enemy. He has declared our country enemy. Don't bring him over here. 15 minutes. It's like you are mad. So Nigeria presidential jet 001, they call it NAF 001, started hovering, like started flying back and forth in Algeria for 2 hours, 15 minutes in the air. Around that same time, that 2-hour diplomatic standoff, they no bond them well to fly it over. Kolu lo niyen, awo lo niyen. Yes, so the war, it will turn to war, but kolu awo lo. Try am. That was when they started talking to Burkina Faso, Mali, because if they have to avoid Niger, that means they may need to probably fly to the east. And flying to the east from that spot, Algeria, which means flying east means, at that spot, it means they will need to fly to Burkina Faso space, Mali, then go to Ghana, then Ghana to Togo, from Togo to Benin, from Benin to Abuja. So they will avoid Niger completely. But the problem now is that Burkina Faso and Mali, they have declared support for Niger. When you declare war on Niger, you've declared war on us too. But in fact, you didn't threaten us directly. But here is what we can do for you. You can fly into Mali, okay? But you have to go to the eastern part of Mali. Make sure you position yourself very well. If you go to the northern part of Mali, we won't be responsible for what happened. So they now have to direct Kolu and his people, guide them through the Malian eastern border, eastern airspace, straight to Burkina Faso, then straight there to Ghana, to Togo, to Benin, before they finally go and drop him in Abuja. Because Nigeria is a place where anything goes. Do you know that even if you don't like Tifnumbu, which I know a lot of us don't, and for the obvious reasons, by the way, right? But do you know the international sort of or should I say grave mistake that the member of his own crew made that could have put his life in danger and all their lives, not just that, and put the lives of millions of Nigerians and Nigerians in danger when the war will break out. You can't shoot the plane of the president of Nigeria down in your country. You can't do that. And if you do, you are actually declaring war. There is no going back from that. Somebody said that they should have shot him, Jared, as are you ready for shitty, man? And that is why whenever you feel like what do you call it? Whenever you feel like Nigeria, the failure that Nigeria represents and how much that affects everyone, and then in your mind you hope that, that man is what do you call it? Jonathan is the problem. Let us go for him. Yeah, you must go, you must die, blah, 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 blah. Bokwari came, doubled or tripled the shege. Bokwari enemy, Bokwari 8 years, all of that. Tifnumbu came in. It is the same, now Gungo kill you, now this and that. But guess what? If you uproot the system that is producing them, you have solved the problem. Some of you, I know, ironically, We will never find out. Okay? Some of you may not really know what God, make I use God, what posterity, destiny, how much hurtful it might sound, did for Peter Obi. You see that system, that rotten system that is producing criminals as your leaders. If now Peter Obi then they sworn in May, half of you obedient today, go down, they kind of feel like this will be safe. You be like saying now we overrate him. You be like saying now we overhype him. You will not understand that the system is built in a way that it will never work for you as Nigerians. To change it, that means after Obi become that president, he will need to join the rest of people like us and uproot the entire system, which means it will also cost him that same presidency that he just became. Or else, 6 months, una go de cost am, una go de, you know what I mean? With the damages that Nigeria is currently has been subjected to, and the establishment itself generally, but you may not understand. Like I said, we will never know. Sure, you get, we will never know. The system was not ready to risk it themselves. They don't even want him to. They don't even want him. You know, if the system wanted to disgrace him, you know, they don't destroy the whole thing. They have destroyed the economy, destroyed the security, divided the country, destroyed the currency. You know, did all of that. For their own escape, they will just declare Peter Obi winner. All of them are going to be happy, celebrate, and this and that. Now then, reality will now set in. That Nigeria is not put together to work. For Nigeria to work, it simply means they have to break it up from what it is right now. At all, they won't do that. So if Obi want Nigeria to work, he's talking about restructuring now. And I like that. He's always talking about that. That's one thing that kind of attracted me to the obedient. When it was the only person who really explained in no sincerity and fact that except Nigeria kind of restructure. Restructuring means everybody, they do their own thing their way. He was the only one that sounded like that, but I didn't believe that he could do it. I still don't believe he would. I mean, the system will let him do it. Nevertheless, we will never know, and we will never find out. Sure, you know. So, Kalu and his gang, who have been so used to a rigged system and do anyhow, that their anyhowness, could have caused war last night. But instead of them to quickly come out clean and say, we didn't expect that. In fact, we didn't expect that in this 21st century, 2023, that technology can tell the whole world what is happening to the president, to the aircraft of the president of Nigeria or any president in the world. And that is why they believe that they can still use the same trick of propaganda, lies, gaslighting, and the rest of that to run a country that is bleeding. So instead of them to take responsibility, 23 hours after the whole thing started, 18 hours after they managed to get him out of the smuggled him through different countries before bringing him to Abuja, one way now came out. They said he is the ambassador to Niger Republic. I said, oh, Nigeria don't get any ambassador anywhere anymore. But you know, trust Nigeria media, especially the cable. Those Olori Bruku cable came to my Facebook page to come and do what they call a fact checking. Reported me to Facebook when I put up a satire post, something like a joke. They came there and said, what you know is not right. And the fact they were there. The same way the cable. Kola Wale, what is that guy's name? The owner of the cable. They spoke to one Wiri and they said he's the ambassador to Niger. 3 weeks ago, from the beginning of this month, Tifnumbu wrote to all of the Nigerian ambassadors all over the world, including the one in the UK, for all of them to return back to Nigeria because he wants to appoint another set. So when did Nigeria still have a Niger ambassador? But trust them, they don't run with them. It's not true that they prevented Tifnumbu's plane from passing Niger. What really happened was that when Tifnumbu's plane appeared in Niger, the Niger military, they said he needs to leave Niger quick now. So they now told him to leave quick. They did not stop him. Shut on here. That one I talk. Ambassador told Dikebu that they did not stop Tifnumbu from flying over Niger. They only said he should go quick. So hold up, the Niger Republic airspace, Abi. Is that what happened? And that is what the Nigerian media is quoting to deny that this happened. They said, no, it didn't happen that way. What happened was that there was traffic on the Niger Republic airspace. They now told the president of Nigeria, please go quick. And the president was in Abuja already. So what is all this story about president plane, Niger stopping them? That is because they still believe they are talking to the Wiris, the Buhari DOT and co. And that is what Nigeria media is quoting. They put the life of your president in danger. The enemy of Tifnumbu are no more than the same people around him, just same way with Bokwari. Those who are doing rankadede for Bokwari, today they are enjoying their loot. You are enjoying your shege. So the same characters around him are those who put his life in danger. So what is the reason? They are denying, which means nobody will be responsible for it. But don't worry yourself. They are watching us. They are watching this broadcast. They are following everything too. Which means you may begin to hear that they don't sack this one or they don't transfer this one codedly. Just like the time they nearly shot Aisha Bokwari inside the Aso Rock because of coronavirus mask. Abi, what do they call them? What is that thing they said we should be doing that time? Quarantine. Quarantine. Aisha Bokwari was in Dubai. Then coming back from Dubai, she went to Lagos. From Lagos, she came to Aso Rock. Inside the Aso Rock, Tunde Sabitu, personal secretary to Bokwari, decided that Aisha Bokwari and her entourage, they must go and do 14 days quarantine. Shomadini, Amy First Lady, you the crazy. Kato 4. They don't shoot gun up. Inside the Aso Rock, they don't carry Bokwari, jump fancy. They thought it was cool. They quickly changed all of the security guards inside the Aso Rock that day before they returned Bokwari to the old people's home, Aso Rock. So you may just suddenly hear that they don't transfer, they don't sack, they don't change. Because Tifnumbu be like somebody who still the king's trumpet. So what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to play the trumpet? That the people will not know that that is sounding like the king's trumpet. And if the king's trumpet is missing, where are you going to play it? Legitimacy battle. Same one is still fighting in America. I'm coming back to that one. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Which means